Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Stroud Freighter. So the Stroud Freighter, like all of my freighter designs, it requires that the ship have 0 ranks of starship design, but it can have a Class B or Class C reactor and engines and any other components. Beyond that, it's designed to carry as much cargo as you possibly can while still maintaining a 27 light year jump range. And it has to have a bed and a bathroom. Anything else beyond that, basically bonus. So this particular ship is built entirely using Stroud Eklund parts. So you can go ahead and assemble everything here at the Stroud Eklund Star Yard. Note I am making use of the ship flip glitch to go ahead and hide my fuel tanks and my shield. However, if you don't want to hide those, it is trivially easy to go ahead and just put them on, the two side connection pieces there or on the other side, which is right over here. So, it is your choice on whether you want that visible or not. But if you don't want that and you want to hide that like I do, you're going to need to enable the ship flip glitch. All right, so let's go ahead and dock, and then I will go ahead and give you the tour. All right, so first things first, we are starting off in the Kontiki Bridge, just because I like the top-mounted bridges for these. We'll go down one level, and you'll see that we are entering into the one-by-one companionway. Right back here, we have the captain's quarters. Got a bathroom and our bed there. Go down another level, and there we go. And we enter into the 2x3 cargo hold. Next, coming straight forward, you can see I have an all-in-one berth that gives us a galley and another 4 beds. And then we can go down one more level and we find ourselves in our workshop. Over here we have our docking access, and over here we have our landing access. Now, for this ship, you can go ahead and swap out these 2x1 berth or habs for whatever you want. Just when I'm using a freighter, I tend to go ahead and be futzing with the outposts, so having easy access to the workshops makes sense to me, gameplay wise. However, you could very easily say, call this a semi-military ship and give this an armory, or you could do the workshop at an infirmary if you just wanted to have all of the workstations available to you. It's entirely up to you. So, come on in here to the Star Yard. Alright, and I'll just pause here for a quick moment so you can take a look at the stats. And we'll just kind of spin around the ship a little bit. You can see it has the distinctive Stroud blimp shape going on. Trying to build a Stroud only ship that does not have this shape is actually fairly difficult. Now, before we go any further, let me go ahead and just plop these colors into my palette. And then I'm going to select all and delete. Alright, so let's go ahead and build this ship. Starting out, I'm going to go ahead and grab the landing bay. Now this could be this side or this way. It's just which way you prefer to approach the ship when it's on the ground. Next, let's go ahead and just grab the docker, flip it on this side, and we'll attach that in just a moment. Then let's go on over to the HABs, and we're going to grab our favorite 2x1 from the tour. This was the workshop, but this could be, again, any 2x1 that you want here. Next, we're going to grab the 2x3 cargo hull, set that right there, and then sticking off the front, a 2x1, and from the tour, this was the all-in-one. You can do all-in-one A or B, it makes no difference for this build. Next, we're going to grab our companionway, and then off the back, our last all-in-one berth. This one was the captain's quarters from the build. On the top here, we're going to go ahead and grab our cockpit, which is the Kontiki B300 bridge. Note here, if you would like and you don't like the top cockpit, it would be very easy to instead go ahead and stick a Viking cockpit off the front of this. And if you were to do that, you might want to swap the companionway to here instead. So that way this is basically sitting right here. And then you've got space for two 2x1s on the top. So it's entirely your choice on what your favorite bridge is. Next up, let me go ahead and grab my landing gear. This ship has 4 landing gear on it, all of them the AccuLander 11 because that is all that Stroud has. So notice I've got 3 here, and then I'm going to take the 4th and I'm going to put it back here and not attached yet because this is actually going to attach to our reactor. Speaking of which, let's grab that reactor. Now, for this ship, if you go with the Stroud ships, or Stroud only, got the DC-301, the 101 DS Mag Inertial, so that's 18 power, 16 power, or 16 power. So we don't have good options for Class B reactors from Stroud. Because of that, I went with the Class C reactors. You can see we can choose the SF-10, which is 20 power, the Pinch 5Z, or the one we actually used, the DC-401, which gives us 29 power. This means that this reactor is the only thing that beats out the 134mm Class A reactor. Now that that's in place, let me go ahead and put the landing gear right there. And then flip it so I've got connections on both sides. Then I'm going to go my grav drives. For this ship, I'm using the Aurora 11G Class B reactor, or grav drive, I should say. Again, the Class C grav drives all require Starship design. So you can use this for Slate in, which gives you 25 grav jump thrust, or you can use the Aurora 11G. And those are, hang on. Or we also have the RD1000, but this does not have front or back connection points. That does not matter for this build. But I just went with this one because why not? Why not? All right, now that that is in place, let me go ahead and grab my cargo. Now for this particular ship, I'm using 6 of these Stormax 50 cargo holds. 3 on each side. And I need to flip this to have the connection points on each side. There we go. In addition, I am going ahead and I'm using a pair of the Caravel V102 cargo holds, and I'm just slapping them on here. Now, if you wanted to, you could instead put this, say, up here and hide it under the structural components. However, it did stick out a little bit when I did that. It's a demonstration. If I come in here and grab the cowling, and I need it right here. So if I were to put this here and then flip that into place, you can see it does stick out a little bit, not a ton. So if you want to hide this, you can, but I did not see a reason to hide it on this build. However, what I did see a reason to hide was my fuel tanks and my shield. So starting over here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Stroud mid bracer. Note that if you would use, say, the Place Stores Yourself mod, you could go ahead and replace these two with a 2x1 hab. However, then it's probably going to do funky things to where it places the ladders, which is why I did not in this build. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and go on over to the fuel tanks. And for this ship, I've got a pair of the Titan 550s. I do have enough space that I could go ahead and place these, say, right here and right here. Or there's also a side connection piece available here. On this side, the last piece that I'm hiding is going to be the shield. And for this ship, I went with the 22T Defender shield. I could also go with the N400. You notice the 22T does give slightly better. Or I can do the Warden SG100, which is probably the worst of the Class B shields available to us. So, go ahead and flip that into place. And there we have it. You do not see anything now. Alright, so now let's go on over here. I'm going to do the structural, and I've got the nose cap B and the nose cap B. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the nose cap D and place a pair of those on, here and here. Straight on the center, let's slap our braking engine on. And then let's go ahead and start adding these Stroud caps. And there you go, that is the front of the ship. So now let me go ahead and grab these Stroud caps, copy them back here. And then I'm going to flip them over, get them to appear where I want it, which is harder than it really should be. There we go. And then from here, we just need to go ahead and grab our engines and our weapons, and then paint the ship, of course. So we've got the SA5100 engines. These are the best engines that we can use without Starship design. So you'll notice all the Class C engines do require Starship design to use. So sticking to Class B, we've got the SA5100s, the Nova 1000s, the Hercules DT110s, or the Dun 11s. Now looking through these, the big thing that you will note is that all three of these have a maneuvering thrust range of the 3,000 range. This one has 44 to 40. So basically, if you want a maneuverable ship without with the fewest engines possible. This is your engine. So you will notice I have 68 mobility right now, and all I have left to add are my weapons. So I did use the Class C reactor, so I can use any weapons I would like. So because of that, I went ahead and grabbed 4 PB300 Alpha Beams. There are plenty of weapon mounts available to me, so it's literally just whatever I want to use. There we go. And that was the weapon loadout that I used. Now, the next thing that I want to note here is that I have 29 reactor power, but only 27 equip power. On top of that, I do have the anitronic fusion skill, which means that I actually have 32, sorry, not 32, 34 reactor power, and I'm only using 27 equip power. This means that if I wanted to, I still have another 7 power that I could allocate to additional weapons. So doing something like, say, tossing on, you know, a pair of missile launchers or, some suppressors or something like that would absolutely make sense. However, I didn't see a strong reason to do it, and just decided to stick with this because why not? Again, weapons are more of a personal choice in my opinion. Use whatever you like the best. Alright, so let me go ahead and do my black and gold. There we have it. And that is the Stroud Freighter. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTube things. And otherwise, I will see you next time.